Vian eyes fluttered to adjust the harsh light of the room and opened them to find herself in unknown surroundings. Her eyes roamed with confusion and found a nurse who was changing the IV bath. Water. Her words barely came out, but nurse heard it and immediately provided her the water, but in a bit amount, before calling the doctor immediately. Soon Dr. Jung Ho-sok entered and checked her condition. She came out from the coma after 2 months and now her condition was better than 70%. How are you feeling, Miss Vian? Vian? A frown appeared on his forehead when she looked at him clueless. Is my name Vian? Yes, don't you remember? She shook her head with sadness and Ho-sok started questioning her few things, but she forgot everything including her name. Vian, you don't have to stress about anything. Just relax, okay? You'll be fine. But I want to know, who am I? How I ended up here? What happened to me? Stress is not good for you, so please calm down. He tried to calm her since Taehyung was the only authoritative to handle the situation his own way. She was his enemy, his betrayal, so last decision would be his. Please, I want... Her moistened eyes stuck to the door, which opened abruptly, and there was standing a devilishly handsome man. His dark eyes, his dark orb was gazing at her with a mixture of emotions. Who are you? She broke his trance and he looked at his Hyung with questionable eyes when Jimin and Jungkook also entered. Because of the head injury, she forgot everything about her life. For how long? Right now, I can't say anything. His eyes glued to her that she felt an electrifying sensation in her body and looked away. Vian was sure she had a connection of heart with him and noticed he sat on the beside stool. Are you feeling better? Yeah. Her words break as he held her hand in his rough hold as gently as he could. Who are you? I'm your husband. Shock was written on everyone's faces, but Taehyung remained calm. He knew exactly why he told her lies, but was not ready to accept it and masked his emotion with the label of revenge. Doctor, is he saying the truth? Yeah, you are his wife. With confirmation, she was unable to hide her beautiful smile, which melted his heart. He was falling harder for her when she was the same girl who betrayed him. Your loving husband, Kim Taehyung. The three guys were encountering the moment with confusion, but no one had the audacity to interrupt him. Taehyung. Repeating his name with love, she rested her head on his shoulder for the solace she wanted, and Taehyung's heartbeat fastened. On the other hand, the boys left to give the fake couple privacy. What happened to me, Taehyung? How long I was here? Unknowingly, his hand kissed her back gently to calm her growing anticipation. Right now, don't pressurize your mind. Please, I want to know. I'll answer your every question, but for now, just relax. He kept caressing her back to her hair until she fell asleep in his arms. He properly adjusted her on the hospital bed and giving a last glance to her innocent face, he walked away. Would you like to explain? It's a part of my plan. The way she played with my feelings, I'll do the same and later burn her heart. Are you sure you can do that? He still remembered the condition of Taehyung in the past 2 months because of her, as someone was taking away his life. There is no forgiveness for betrayal. With that, he walked inside Ho-sok's cabin to talk about the current situation of Vian. Vian was in his arms when she entered the Kim's mansion with anticipation and amazement. Do we live here for real? Yes. He smiled unknowingly. The version of Vian was Contrast, whom he met 6 months ago. She was now a sweet feminine, while the previous one was a boss lady. Reaching to his giant bedroom, he placed her on the bed carefully. Fresh up, then we will have dinner. Asking the direction, she headed inside the washroom. Till then, Taehyung ordered a maid to bring the dinner. He settled on the couch, resting his head on the back. I won't break my life rule for her. Once she is deeply in love with me, I will introduce her to hell. He smirked, or we could say a fake one, which was faded with the presence of her. She was in a black short robe with open hair and innocent smile on her face, and he found himself lost into her already, her eyelashes lowered with the red shade of her cheeks. Her husband was eyeing her shamelessly, yet she felt safe and comfortable, but their movement interrupted with a loud knock. With Taehyung's permission, a maid entered inside and placed everything on the table carefully before taking the leave. He extended his hand and holding it, she said beside him, "Why is this tasteless food for me? To heal properly, you need this food. Now I don't want to hear you complaining." With a boring look, she started to have dinner while asking so many questions, and he answered all of them. Of course, lies after lies. One last question, carry on. "What do you do, Taehyung? I mean, you have big mansion, so many cars, and mansion is full of maids and guards. I'm a mafia king." He looked at her amazed as she laughed out, not taking him seriously. "Oh, and Mafia. Handsome mafias only written by a woman on Wattpad. Handsome mafias do exist, and you are lucky to have one." The smile was now faded as he was decreasing the distance between them, and she felt nervous all of a sudden by his intimidating gaze. "I don't think I'm a mafia or something, then how we both get married?" "Then tell me how we both get married." He had no idea what story he should make, but to distract her, he started kissing her neck. "Did you kidnap me like those movies?" He smiled on her skin and finally moved away to find her gazing at him with anticipation. "No, I didn't kidnap you, sweetheart, but we surely married in a very weird circumstances, not like a normal wedding. I want details." Her innocent eyes were nothing but a melting point of him that he was forgetting his real purpose. "We were in love, but your parents didn't approve me because of my profession, so we ran away and get married." "Wow, my life is going too filmy." She chuckled if she remembered the real struggle of her life, but being curious, she asked another question. "Taehyung, where is my parents?" "They are no more." It was the first time he told her truth because she herself told him about her parents and noticed her facial expressions change. "It's okay, sweetheart. They are in a good place." He hugged her tightly until she was calm and finally moved to the bed. Wrapping his arms around her figure securely, he looked at her with sort of emotions. "I can't see sadness in your eyes, so please always stay happy for me." With that, he sealed her lips with his plump ones since she was addicted to them and kissed her gently with all he had. Coming out from her shock, she also kissed him back with the same passion. The relationship between Taehyung and Wyan building beautifully since he was pouring his love to her as she was his real wife, not an enemy whom he wanted to take revenge. He just wanted to find a reason to forgive her since punishing his lifeline must be getting harder for him, and that was the reason he was finding who attacked Wyan that night. Currently, Wyan was in the kitchen making favorite dishes of Taehyung despite maids told her not to, but she wanted to put efforts into the relationship like Taehyung. "What are you making?" Taehyung's favorite. Taking the full spoon of gravy, Jungkook checked it and his expressions turned angry, which made her panic. "What happened?" "Woman, this is so delicious. You scared me. This is my style to approve the dishes." He giggled, and seeing his bunny teeth, she couldn't help but smile widely. During the sweet interaction, both of them had no idea how they came too close to each other. "I like to kill the person who breathed around my wife." The sudden voice of Taehyung surely turned the atmosphere of the kitchen thick, and Jungkook maintained good distance immediately. "I was just here for the water." He immediately took his leave while not wavering his gaze from his hesitant wife. Taehyung stood behind her while caging her between the kitchen slab and him. "What are you doing here?" "I want to make dinner for you." "You shouldn't have to. Your presence is enough to impress me." Her breath sucked as he kissed her earlobe sensually that she held her dress tightly. "But now you already made, so I can't wait to taste it." Giving a last peck on her cheek, he settled on the chair and she served him unaware. Two pairs of eyes were noticing them from afar. His plan is not planning anymore. Just look at the expression on his face. Kim Taehyung is deeply in love with her. "No doubt, Hyung. You should have seen the look he gave me when I was near Wyan. He literally threatened me." Jimin carried his hair like he was a baby as he was sulking. Everything is fair in love and war, my brother. Yes, love is blind. They were whispering when they encountered the passionate kiss of Taehyung and Wyan. My single can't see this. It's a pure torture. I need to attend the call. He took leave urgently and she prepared 2 cups of coffee. Now it was their schedule to have a long conversation at the balcony while having a cup of hot coffee. Taking the tray, she moved to the bedroom where she saw Taehyung at the balcony. With a smile, she moved in, but the next moment her eyes widened. He was watching her video when she was beaten to death. Her head started to ache badly that she held her temple and coffee mug splashed on the floor. Looking back, Taehyung immediately moved forward and took her in his arms. Wyan, her eyes were closing due to sudden pain and she passed out in his arms. She finally opened her eyes and found Taehyung beside her. Her eyes softened and moistened as after all he was beside her when she needed him the most. Are you okay? Do I call Hyung? Where did you find that clip? Did you? I remember everything. She looked down since her deeds were not good to meet his honest gaze. Will you give me a chance to explain? He nodded just because she ruled his damn heart. I was 18 when I lost my parents, and it was not a simple accident, I told you, but they were murdered brutally. Police didn't handle the case with honesty and even destroyed some evidence. I begged them to work with transparency and find more clues, but nothing changed. My parents' case became forgettable after a year, but from the day my only aim was killing those culprits who snatched a happy life from me. It was harder for me to survive without them, but I survived only for them, for my revenge. I found every possible clue when I found a man, and he assured me that he can help me to get them. He was the man of a big mafia, and I became a part of them since it was their rule. To give benefits, they want loyal gang member of team, and there were so many like me. I took training for a year, and I turned out to be the best among them. Because of that, I finally got the chance to meet the gang leader Kang Woshik. He's the secret leader of the Ace. Taehyung's emotion changed from utmost sadness to shock. Kang Woshik was his weapons smuggling partner, but now he turned out a betrayer. The day he showed me the proof that you are the one who killed my parents because my father found proof against you, I was burning in revenge and wanted to kill you. So I followed their every command they gave me to reach you easily and to end your life, but everything changed when I met you. I started to fall for you unknowingly, and to be honest, I hate myself for this. But I don't have any control over my heart, and the feelings, the emotions I showed you were nothing but pure and genuine. I felt bad every time you lost deals, your factories attacked, or your information got leaked. My revenge blinded me, but I was hurt too, not satisfied whatever I did with you, and stopped myself for everything. I didn't follow Kang's order anymore, and he found out. During a heated argument with Kang, it disclosed to me that you were never innocent, but he used me to kill you and your empire. I was broken, felt ashamed of myself, but it was too late because his men chased me and beaten me to death. She was crying brutally that he took her in his arms. She was manipulated, used by Kang, that Taehyung already thought of 100 ways to kill that Kang. Do you want Kang dead? With my own hands, I promise that day will come soon. She snuggled into him more while letting her emotions to go. She didn't know what fate written in the future for her, but now she wanted to live that moment with him. The room had dim light when he opened his bruised yet swollen eyes due to constant torture. It was Kang, who was caught by Taehyung a day ago, and his condition was now worse for betraying and using Wyan. Do you want something, Kang? Kill me. He was begging for death since morning, as Taehyung's inhuman torture almost killed him but partially left him alive. I like to fulfill last wishes. There was a satisfied grin on Taehyung's face, including Vian, which she was finding for years. Taking the gun from Taehyung, she finally aimed towards Kang with confidence. Goodbye, Kang. Recalling her parents' dead body, she fired him non-stop with teary eyes. Her revenge got fulfilled, her mind came to peace, and heart was satisfied, and the burning rage inside her calmed. Clear the mess, he ordered, coming towards Vian, who was not weak anymore but a fighter woman. Are you okay? More than ever be. With confidence, she threw the gun and looked at his eyes since she apologized to him for everything. Thank you for everything. Turning her back, she walked away, hiding her tears, but he immediately followed her and held her hand. Where do you think you are going? Do you want me to stay? She let her tears fall when Taehyung back hugged her tightly as if she would disappear the next moment, forever. With the beautiful promise of him and the unwavering feeling of their heart turned their story of enemies into a lovers who were ready to be with each other till the rest of their life.